Switzerland is famously known as a global banking center, but it is also a hub for insurance and reinsurance. As one of the world's largest reinsurers, Swiss Re is committed to move toward net zero emissions by 2050. Welcome to Finance.Swiss, I'm Tanja König, and today we discuss this much-needed transformation with Pascal Zbinden, who is responsible for asset allocation at Swiss Re. So Swiss Re is a founding member of the Net Zero Asset Owner Alliance, which is a group of institutional investors committed to transition their investment portfolios to net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. So what impact will this have on Swiss Re's portfolio construction?
So as part of our commitment to be net zero in the investment portfolio by 2050, it's already had an impact. So we have been measuring carbon emissions in our portfolio since 2016. We've managed already a sizable reduction. Since then, we've now announced early this year an ambitious target to reduce it further by 35% by 2024 relative to 2018. In that sense, it already influences the portfolio construction. We had some exclusions, stopping investments in some coal-related assets. But really what we found in our analysis is that, rather than divesting of entire sectors, selection within the sector of the companies that we think are committed, but also will be the winners in the transition is key.
Okay. And what's the motivation of Swiss Re to make such a strong commitment?
So we had a strong commitment already in broader sustainability as a company for many years, including sustainable investing. Really, this commitment to net zero is, primordial to achieve a 1.5 degree path as a world, and we want to be part of that. We see risks and opportunities, so it's managing the risks in our investment portfolio of a transition, but also building on the opportunities.
We'll talk about the opportunities later, but what about the challenges in this transition?
The challenges, I think, is if you look at companies that disclose carbon emissions usage for their own footprint, it's still a small number. So the data quality, is still emerging. It's not really that evolved as maybe other financial metrics you look at as an investor. But equally, we say, there's enough there to really start again defining targets and the pathway for the portfolio.
Then in Swiss Re's view, what are the key to-dos that the international community needs to accomplish in order to swiftly move forward towards net zero?
So clearly this year important year with COP26, so that has to be a success with reconfirmed ambitions to want to go to net zero at the international level. And then carbon pricing has a very important element. So we know it from our core business on reinsurance, putting a price is very important and critical. So putting a price on carbon is critical. Equally, it's not a panacea. So again, our role as investor as well to engage with our companies to increase their transparency and for them to commit to net zero is equally important.
So you mentioned opportunities and risks before. So what are the risks that could slow down the process and prevent us from reaching net zero targets?
So there are a number of risks. I think, again, we need more investors engage on the road to net zero. I think the Net Asset Owner Alliance is a great start. We've had similar initiatives on the insurance side, on the banking side. I think more of that is needed. And then again, continued investment into making sure that there is transparency around the risks are sort of, I would say, key success factors. In terms of risks, I think is waiting too long. I think it's time to really start looking at the portfolio in that lens now and not wait and set these intermediate targets rather than, again, just look to a long-term horizon to 2050.
And what would the consequences be in your business model if those targets were not achieved?
So clearly we're putting all our focus currently that it is achieved, including our own role, both on the underwriting side and on the investment side. So we look at it as we have to start now. Portfolio, I mentioned some of the implications already of starting that transition. In a scenario where we're too late, I think, it is still time to continuously adjust. And again, that means, in our view, both building on opportunities which are arising out of this transition on the investment side, but equally continue to refine our view on the risks and managing those risks appropriately.
You're also board member of Swiss Sustainable Finance. So what kind of expertise and resources can Switzerland's financial services industry and the real economy bring to the table to support the transition to a net zero economy?
So Switzerland is an important financial center, and I think, again, we talk about sustainable finance. The finance sector, I think, is a key of the transition across many elements. You have more the investment side, so long-term investors like insurers and reinsurers and others. You have banks in terms of the lending business. You have wealth management. All of that, we have a long track record in Switzerland, with examples in sustainable investments dating back more than 30 years. So we can build on that expertise, on continued innovation in that to really unlock additional investments on the way to net zero. We also have startups in Switzerland which really are at the forefront of technology in terms of carbon capture, for example.